What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So something is finally going to happen this week. Yes, we actually have reports that this week the group of bipartisan senators is going to finally reveal, after they are done finalizing and working through the rest of their legislation and rest of the details, this group of bipartisan senators is going to finally reveal their roughly $1.2 trillion infrastructure package. Now, why is this important? This is important because if we do not get an infrastructure package, there will be no stimulus checks, there will be no expansion of Medicare, there will be no student loan forgiveness or payment deferrals or anything like that. There will be no free community college. There will be nothing. There will be nothing for the American people, and according to experts, we will suffer. So, here's what I can tell you right now. According to White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, she says, and I quote, that Biden is going to have a meeting this week. President Biden is planning on hosting lawmakers this week at the White House in order to discuss infrastructure. However, according to congressional aides, some lawmakers are very skeptical that any meeting will result in infrastructure at this point. They say that this is the problem because President Biden has been adamant that he wants to see a bipartisan infrastructure bill. The problem is Democrats don't want that. Progressives do not want that. And if this happens, many progressives have already come out and said they will not vote in favor of this bill. So at this point, this entire infrastructure negotiation could be dead on arrival as soon as it reaches the Biden administration. So we will see. But because of this, many are currently worried that no infrastructure bill will happen anytime soon. And according to reports, according to Nancy Pelosi and other lawmakers, this needs to get done before August. Nancy Pelosi won this done in less than 2 weeks. Honestly, it's not going to happen. Now, if this is the case, if we don't see infrastructure, and again, this is just a bipartisan infrastructure bill that's going to be revealed sometime this week. According to reports, it will most likely happen at the middle of this week, so most likely Wednesday or Thursday. Chances are we don't see it tomorrow. Chances are we don't see it on Friday. It will be Wednesday or Thursday, according to reports. But if the Biden administration doesn't support this, they don't accept this, this isn't good enough, then there will be no stimulus. Stimulus is not going to happen. We will see no student loan forgiveness. There will be no expansion of Medicare, and nothing else regarding any additional assistance to the American people is going to happen. So as of right now, it's not just on Democrats, it's not just on Republicans. Right now, many are saying that it's on our entire Congress. They just can't come to an agreement, which is causing harm to millions and millions of Americans. Now, the biggest hurdle at this point is not what Democrats want. It's not what Republicans want. It is how will this bill even be paid for? That is the biggest concern. Reports indicate that both Democrats and Republicans do support. Now, it's not an overwhelming amount of support from Republicans, but both sides do support. There's bipartisanship here, is that right now, IRS enforcement and going after those tax cheats, that is what is actually being discussed at this time. That does have bipartisan support. So we will see. But, okay, and this is a big but, and I've been saying this for a while, ever since the IRS came out with this statement before. The IRS says that they will, if they get more money, chances of them auditing billionaires and multimillionaires is actually less because they don't have the experienced agents to go after these people. Their taxes are more complex, more complicated. So in a perfect world, they would go after these people. However, they don't. They go after people that make less than $50,000 per year. Yes, do some millionaires and multimillionaires and billionaires get audited? Of course. But do they actually get any money from them? In most cases, no. In most cases, they get all their money from the lower income individuals and families. So this is where experts say that more audits will disproportionately affect lower income earners, not the wealthier people in the country. So progressives at this point are not sold on having this as the primary method to paying for this infrastructure package by going after the less fortunate, okay, people that make less money. That's not the way to pay for this bill, according to progressives. But again, we will see. One thing we know at this point is that sometime this week, when the Senator's bipartisan group does reveal this roughly $1.2 trillion infrastructure package, this is going to include about $600 billion in previously accounted for stimulus money. This is money that was supposed to go to other things. Well, it hasn't been used for any of those things. So this group of bipartisan senators wanted to reuse that money and repurpose it on this infrastructure package, which according to reports, both sides are okay with. Here's the difference. This group of Republicans wants to introduce about $600 billion in new spending. A group of Democrats, they want to be close to about $2 trillion in new spending, not $600 billion. So this is a big issue, as they're so far apart that some say this may not be workable. And this group of 21 senators believes that this bill, according to reports, is the perfect compromise. However, until the Biden administration sees it and reviews it, they're not going to give their support. And this is exactly what White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said earlier this morning. So according to Susan Collins, who's a Republican senator, she actually had this to say earlier today. We're continuing to work and flesh it out. There's a sense of growing optimism that perhaps we can show our country and the world that we can come together on something that makes a real difference in people's lives. Remember, Susan Collins, a Republican senator, she is saying that they are trying to come together and flesh it out, trying to get a little more details in this infrastructure proposal. Because if they don't have the details, President Biden and the Biden administration are not even going to look into it. They will not even look into it because it's exactly what everyone else is proposing. Hey, do this. But as to how you do it, sorry, you don't have the details. You figure it out. President Biden is going to do that. The Biden administration is not going to figure it out. They want Congress to do the work for them. Now, according to Democratic Senator Dick Durbin, who's the number 2 Democratic senator in the Senate right now, right behind Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, he had this to say, and I quote, "The spending part is easy for Democrats to swallow. The pay-fors are dramatically different. The Biden approach used the corporate tax and income tax on wealthy individuals. The Republicans have a much longer list that I've seen one time that raises a lot of questions." And this is what I've been saying for the past couple of weeks. As of right now, there's more questions than answers. How is this bill going to be paid for? Good question. Who is going to reap the rewards and benefits from these bills? Good question. We don't know. Okay? How much is going to go towards actual and pure infrastructure? Again, we don't know. Is it truly going to bring back more money and more revenue to the United States? Again, we don't know. Again, more questions than answers. So we will see what happens, but as this week progresses, we should have more answers. At least that's the hope. Now, let's talk about Social Security. This is something that I brought up yesterday, and this is something that a lot of people have been wondering about. Where is that $200 per month boost that President Biden promised? Well, what I can tell you right now is it's not coming. It's not coming in the sense of President Biden promised this, so we're going to see it. What we do know is that there are other lawmakers that are proposing something a little bit different. This is where Senator Sherrod Brown, he's actually reintroducing the Supplemental Security Income Restoration Act. The reason for this is because, according to reports, there are 40% of Social Security beneficiaries rely on these benefits as their primary source of income. This isn't a secondary income. This is their main source. And according to these same reports, the average retiree only gets about $18,500 per year. That's not a lot of money. But, many people receive only $12,500 per year. That's a little bit over $1,000 per month. That's not a lot of money. For a lot of people, this is not enough to even pay their rent. It's not enough to pay their bills. They pay their rent or pay for maybe a car payment, or they pay for medications and food and other things like that. It's not enough. They need more money. So this is why Senator Sherrod Brown, a Democrat, is reintroducing the Supplemental Security Income Restoration Act. He wants to see a 31% increase to Social Security benefits. This is going to be roughly $279 per month, which is much better than what President Biden promised and proposed of only $200 per month. So, according to experts, Nobody is doing enough about this. Right now, nobody is putting their words into action. Actions speak louder than words. According to one expert, he says little action is taking place and a lot of words are being spoken. That's exactly true. Again, I can tell you right now, I can talk about Social Security all I want. I could talk about it for days. And honestly, I can't do anything about it. I can call my representative, my state representative. I can do that. I can send letters. I can, emails and all that. Okay, all that great stuff that we can do. But the problem is, I can't do anything about it. Hopefully, I can, persuade them. But again, it needs a lot of people to do this, not just one person. So even though I'm adamant that Social Security benefits need to increase, the problem is I have no say in this. I'm not a lawmaker. I'm not a president. Okay, I don't have a say in this. I'm just a regular person, just a guy on YouTube giving you updates. So here's something else I want to address. This is something that I mentioned the other day as well. Right now, there is a huge amount of people that are quitting their jobs, looking for better wages, better hours, better benefits. What I can tell you right now, and this is something that I want to bring up because a lot of people are quitting their job, but in the Supplemental Security Income Restoration Act, one of the kind of piece of legislation, one of the policies in there is that people on Social Security can go and get a job. And so right now we're hearing a lot of people are quitting their jobs in order to get better paying ones, to get better benefits, better hours. Some are saying they're quitting their jobs and then they're reapplying for the exact same company, just a different position, in order to get the new higher pay. And when I say new higher pay, I'm not saying like better pay. I'm saying the new hires, people that are getting hired on, they're actually getting more money than the existing employees. This is just the way these companies are trying to entice people to come back to work. It's crazy, but that's what's currently being discussed. Others are outright quitting and moving to a different company completely. And today the Washington Post did a story on this, and I want to bring this up because people are quitting in waves. Many are getting out of dead-end jobs, simply saying that it's not worth it to them. Their health, their safety is not worth it for $10, $11, $12 per hour. They need to get paid much more than that. They need benefits, and they're just not receiving this. Now, I want to bring this up because just yesterday, I actually went to Home Depot. So I went to Home Depot to get a piece of carpet, 12 by 12 carpet. I need this for a room in my house. Now, I went to Home Depot and I'm standing back at the carpet, and I'm trying to get carpet cut. Nobody was there to cut it. And so I go ask this employee, hey, can you get somebody to come help me out cut the carpet? And she says, yes, but it will be a little bit because they're actually in a meeting. I said, all of them? She says, yes, they're all in a meeting. Okay, how long will it be? Oh, I don't know, but I'll give them a call. Okay, perfect. It is about 5 minutes later, I go and ask somebody else, hey, I need somebody to help me cut this carpet. Is there somebody that can help me? The guy says, yes, there is, but they're all in a meeting. I said, how is every single person that can cut carpet in a meeting? And the guy simply tells me they're all in a meeting because the 3 people that could do it quit just the other day. And so all the meeting is actually a hiring meeting to get more people in to work. So, and again, I read these stories and think, that can't happen to me, that can't happen here. And then I go to these stores and I see, oh, yeah, there's fast food chains that are giving a hiring bonus for people to come back to work, and yet you have to either accept the hiring bonus and you pretty much give away your salary. Instead of like $15.75, you only get $14.75. So you lose out on $1, but you get like a $200, $300 bonus. Cool. Or I've seen like I just said, where people are leaving, they're quitting to go to a different company or different jobs or whatever. And now we're seeing all these businesses they're understaffed. They don't got the products that we need, right? In Home Depot, I even saw somebody else waiting to get carpet cut. I had to leave. I left Home Depot and I went to Lowe's to get the exact same carpet cut. Well, guess what? They were also having a meeting there. Luckily, I had somebody that could cut it, but they were also having a meeting there. And so this is what we're going to see. This is the problem at this point is right now, we are going to go through, I don't even know what's going to happen, but honestly, what I can tell you is I've seen this before when companies have just, mass layoffs. And again, we saw this about a year ago. I saw this back in 2008, 2009 as well. And so I understand what's gonna happen. And I just wanna warn you guys, if you have a job, it's a good job, maybe stick with it. Maybe stick with it for now. And if you find something better, awesome. Go and take that job, quit this one, okay? Whatever it is. But just understand, if you have a good paying job, don't just let it go, because I know a lot of people that did it back 2008, 2009 and never got a different or better job. So just keep that in mind. So just wanted to leave you with that. I wanted to kind of explain what is going on, what we could potentially see. If you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. I just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.